Welcome back to Glowing Hour. I think we're going to keep it simple. I don't want to say that other thing that I've been saying.
I don't want to say that other thing.
Welcome back to Glowing Hour. Today we have a little bit of sunshine in a cup.
Yeah, it's ugly outside.
Yeah, it's really ugly outside. It literally was hailing this morning when I left. So
It's a blizzard warning. No big deal.
No big deal. We're trying to manifest some warm weather, some tropicalness. So we have some pineapple coconut margaritas.
Yes.
It looks like the coconut milk is a little bit
separating,
but it's delicious. You're gonna try it. If you like coconut, it's delicious.
And it's not
super coconutty, but it's giving like
pina colada.
Yeah,
but margarita. I think the orange liqueur brings you back to a margarita.
Yeah. So as we're talking about social media, we were talking about social media in Wednesday's episode. If you were listening or didn't, we're talking about being like chronically online. And as people who are chronically online, we really see the movement of like where quote unquote like influencers are going and things like that. So I feel like we really see a shift happening, and I feel like a lot of people talk about it, but if you're not super like in touch with creator or like influencer culture, this conversation might be interesting.
or you might need
it. But it came about because we were talking about how when we first like saw social media like blowing up, we saw the rise of like the YouTuber influencers. That's really where like influencers came up, right? Like it was like mostly
kind of crazy. It was like YouTubers
or
Viners. We used to
but like, they were like one in one.
But we would classify them by like the app.
We should still do that. We still do that. Kind of. Actually, it's a little more interactive now.
It's more like you need to be on every platform as an influencer instead of being like your platform is Vine.
But like for example, like I think of like Teffy as a TikToker.
Yeah,
she's now like a celebrity, but like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or like
what they got known from.
Yeah,
it's more of like a known from.
They were known
moment.
from.
Yeah.
Anyway, when YouTube created like their first influencers, I guess, we really saw them as like people who gave us like tips and tricks and recommendations that we were all looking for.
They were just like
us, but with a little bit more of a connection into like the Hollywood world or
just like a specific niche.
Yeah, or what I was gonna say, like, or like the purchasing world. Like they had connections to like businesses that we didn't as like a normal society.
But like from the get-go, it was mostly just like,
yeah, they were just normal people.
What's in my purse?
Yeah.
Why were we were so
I would watch those religiously.
I love them. I'm like, so what is the purse?
Watch one.
What's in the pockets?
What kind of purse?
Exactly. Like some girl would have a juicy what's her name? Barbie 07 or some shit. Who's that girl? Juicy Star 07. I'd be like, dude, what's in your purse? What are your glasses? Okay, nice case. Like, it's honestly fascinating. I would still watch those. Maybe we should bring it back to TikTok or some shit. What's in my purse?
We should.
It's probably a thing. Whatever. It's like aesthetic flat lays now, actually. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
The little flat, what's in my purse? And it's like Glossier lip balm, AirPods.
Okay. Yeah, or like it's the TikTok, but it like pops in, like each product pops in.
Exactly. They make it all aesthetic now.
I'm just gonna pull up my camera and be like, "What's in my purse today?"
Literally. What happens to... Funny. We should do that.
Anyway.
Okay.
Influencers were a thing of like relatability, like somebody who has these connections, or like you just have connection to them. They were somebody you looked up to for an expertise. Then it became, these influencers then became like their own brands, which like turned them into kind of like celebrities. And then now celebrities were like intermingling with these influencer celebrities. And then it became, now we have like the tier of just creators, which those creators also now have the availability to pop up into that celebrity influencer world. And now we're all kind of in a jumbled mess. And then like small creators are just small creators.
Yeah. I think the hierarchy now as it stands is like user, normal person who's just using the app, a consumer, which like I wonder how we would classify ourselves, but moving on next.
Where are we in that?
Moving on next is creator. So someone who's like UGC content creator, like they're not UGC influencers, because like I think the differentiator between creator and influencer is that a creator is someone who can create good content, but an influencer creates good content that engages with their own community.
Yeah.
versus like a creator just makes good content, but they don't necessarily want or have a following that's like to any specific.
It's not intermingled with both things.
Yeah, and which if it does turn into that, I think you've moved up to influencer.
Yeah.
So what moves you from influencer to celebrity is like what you said, like having a brand, and then obviously with that becoming friends with celebrities, you're pretty much a celebrity.
Yeah.
But the thing that is like just wild now is they used to be so relatable. Like you said on YouTube, they just had this expertise. They were just like us. They would just pop up their fucking webcams on their computers and film like something.
It genuinely felt like your friend or your big sister talking to you, or your big brother, or whatever the fuck you watched. You know, it was like another person that felt almost familial or like relatable relative to you. Like,
I wonder if that's like an experience unique to our generation.
I think it is.
Because like I'm just imagining like the generation above us was probably like, you guys are so cringe. Like,
you think
all
so?
The creators, they're probably, I don't know, I'm just guessing. They're like, if their friends were doing it or some shit, they're probably like, you're cringe.
You're so cringe. Like, why are you doing that online?
Because even us, like, we would have been like, you're so cringe if like our worst enemy in high school or some shit, you know what I mean? Like, was to be making content, we'd be like, oh,
I mean, and that's like a lot of like these like influencers from YouTube stories is like they were outcast from their schools, right, and they would go online and get further bullied. But then look at them now, fucking huge successes. You know what I mean?
Look who's laughing now. But yeah, I think it just shifted so quickly from like, it's like even in my own mind, like watching these people, like I remember watching, I'm not even gonna name drop anyone, but just like the beauty YouTubers of the beginning of time, like high school, everyday high school makeup tutorial, or like
Bethany Moda.
Yeah, dead ass. Like first day of school looks or some shit. Like,
I remember there was one that was it was like a
dude, what is it? It's like braces or something.
No, like a sick day look.
What the fuck does that mean? Like
when
sick?
you like want to go out and get like yourself, like when you want to go out with your friends but you're not feeling like super well, like, and you have like still like a stuffy nose or like a runny nose, like makeup for that.
I'm dead. I do remember shit like that. And I remember those two girls, like I think they're twins, where their mom would braid their hair. Did you ever watch? That's how I got in my braiding kick, dude. I was always braiding my hair. They're famous to this day. Like, they're influencers now. And I'm like,
one looks like Ariana Grande, and the other one, Nicki and... I forgot their names.
No.
Not them?
Not them. These other girls. Their mom would braid their hair for school every day. So, like, low-key, their mom started their fame. I'm like, who's their mom now? I don't know who their mom is.
I don't know who her mom is, yeah.
It was their faces in her hands, but, like... insane to me. But anyways, it just started off so relatable. Like, okay, they're going to school, they're feeling sick, like, you know, they don't know what to do with their hair, but like they looked up shit and now they're telling me what I should do with my hair. And then it just turned into like, oh, well, now they're going to like brand trips. Can't relate. Can't relate.
I'm still watching because I've never seen that before.
Yeah, and now it's like, I feel like brand trips are kind of dead now. I mean, they still happen for sure.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I just saw a brand trip with like a bunch of girls were invited to Dubai, and I actually really enjoyed that content because it was like they were all filming together on a TikTok, but it was kind of like a sit down, get ready with me with like another person, but it would pan from like each like girl station. I thought that was so interesting, and I really liked that idea, and I might cop it when I decide to be a creator.
Whenever we decide to sit down and do it. Yeah, I think there's like a right way to do it now, which like that'll change in 2 years again. Yeah. But still, it's just like we can't relate to them anymore, but we're still like now fascinated because they're in this in-between phase of like being like us, but not like us at all.
Yeah.
And sometimes, I guess it depends on why someone becomes an influencer. Not like their motive or anything, but like their niche, I guess. So like if you're a baker or if you're a fashion person or whatever, like that'll dictate kind of your audience.
Yeah.
And what you influence people on, which like just influence, like, and then when influencer was like a cringe word, like when people were like, oh,
like we say creator.
Yeah, and now I'm like, well, you're influencing people, so you kind of are an influencer. Like, I don't know what to tell you, babe. But
I think it's also so fascinating to us because at least in this new era of like influencers and creators, like especially on TikTok, I think we can see like overnight successes happening so fast. And it's almost like anybody can be doing this. And it's true, anybody can, but it just like, it's kind of like a luck of the draw. Like you just, sometimes it just really happens for somebody and sometimes it doesn't. So I feel like it's fascinating to know that that could be on the other side for you.
Yeah.
And that's what's so fascinating, like to watch.
Yeah.
Want to replicate, or even like having that desire to maybe do that is fascinating to be there in like that in between spot, knowing that that could be you, or like you could see your brother, your sister, your mom, literally anybody being able to go onto the other side so quickly.
It is crazy. I do love a slow burn though.
I do too.
I really
I was thinking
love
about
a slow
that
burn
on the way
way
here.
More.
Yeah.
Like, I just love seeing a creator go from like not nothing, but like just being genuine and just doing shit because they enjoyed it. Like
me with Teffy, dude. That's how I feel about Teffy.
Teffy.
I was watching her on YouTube, and then like I started following her on TikTok, and then like she fucking blew up, and I was like, that was so cool to watch.
Mm-hmm. See, slow burns, and it's like
even that wasn't a slow burn though, because she popped the fuck off.
Yeah,
but, like,
I never watched her. Was she on YouTube? Like
she had like kind of like a talk show.
The In Style or no?
It was like her own talk show type beat.
I mean, slow burn for her probably, regardless. You know, like
yeah.
It probably felt like the slowest burn of her life. She's probably like, when am I gonna pop off or whatever.
Yeah.
But there's also like the flip side of like when influencers are like, there's like just this, the influencer world is such a interesting place to be. I actually saw, what's her name? Amber Fillerup or some shit. She's the one that does barefoot blonde hair. She lives in like Utah, I think. She had posted, I guess something on her story the other day, like something about the Mormon church owing money to the government or some shit. And she's Mormon. And I didn't see the post, but then I see in her story it says like, had to delete that. You good over there? Yeah.
Should pick myself up.
That she's like, I had to delete the post for my mental health so I could sleep tonight. LOL. Like, people are already going crazy in my DMs. And then the next day she's like, so if you guys missed it, like I basically posted that the Mormon church owed money. And she's like, obviously I'm still a follower of the Mormon or whatever the fuck she said, you know, like I'm still like, she's basically saying faith. Like, I'm not a hater, but I'm just saying we can't just turn a blind eye to everything.
Right.
That's basically what she's saying. And people were like coming for her. And I'm like, she's literally like, it comes back to the whole COVID days when like influencers were expected to be these like pinnacles of like
society. Literally society.
It's like, they're influencers.
They're just people.
They tell us what to buy. They tell us what to consume, not the beliefs we should have.
I also just like, I feel like I have such a problem with people. Like, for example, we briefly talked about it, but Michaela, like people have tried to like, they fucking bullied the fuck out of her, and she doesn't give a fuck because she didn't even apologize for what she did, which queen shit.
Dude, I'm on the flip side. I feel like, okay, we'll finish.
We'll talk about
finish your thought.
But I feel, oh, fuck, I forgot it. Wait, hold on. Wait. Let me return. Oh, what were we saying right before that?
People like Michaela, they expected her to be this probably like pinnacle of truth, and
right, like this pinnacle of truth. But I also just feel like you are your own be a fucking smart consumer.
Yeah, it's true.
These influencers are people who literally act as like billboards. You don't go to a fucking billboard and say, like, for example, a C's Candy fucking billboard. That's not the actual fucking size, bitch. You clearly fucking know that. Like, why do we have to clearly, like, if it says clearly that it's an ad, take it with a fucking grain of salt. It's not truth. You know what I mean?
So, I agree with you that we need to be smart consumers. And, like, obviously, let's not be stupid.
Don't be boo-boo the fucking fool.
Don't be caught out there. But my problem, I mean, personally, I just would never do something like that. Personally. Girl. That's my own personal belief. I swear to God, I would never.
If the check came.
I mean, if the check was like $1 million or like $500,000.
L'Oreal pays a lot of money.
I have no idea. But my problem was also that she just lied, like in the comments, like saying like, no, babe, these are my lashes. Also, I was like, babe.
Also, conspiracy theory. What if it was like a filter that added the lash and she wasn't actually like putting a lash on?
I don't think so, because it like someone like, you know, stop trying to come to her. Come to her.
I don't give a fuck. I don't care enough.
But I watched a video from Raw Beauty Christy. I don't even know how I followed this girl. I don't remember what video caught my eye about her, but I watched her video, like, her opinion on this, and she was just saying, like, she's making good points that, like, we have to draw a line somewhere as consumers, because, like, the FTC,
I think.
Federal Trade Commission, correct? They obviously set guidelines of, like, what's allowed and what's not allowed on the internet. Like I said, the internet moves slow as fuck compared to law, so like there was technical things that were wrong about what she posted according to the FTC, right? Like,
in what way?
Like the ad wasn't like a clear and whatever the fucking legal,
She put ad.
Right, but it has to, I think it's like clear and obvious or something. So it can't be from a Seymour. Like it has to be there.
I didn't know that part.
Something like that. So there's just like little things like that, which like as a creator, you can't pin everything on one person to fucking get it all right. And like it's also part of the brand's responsibility. And that's the other shit, is that brands won't hold other creators accountable. They'll just be like, hey,
yeah. But also the problem I have is like everyone blaming this on Michaela, when with big brands like that, you have to go in for approval. They don't just let you fucking post anything.
That's
so
also true.
They saw the video.
That's also true.
That's on them.
That's also true. But this Raw Beauty Chrissy girl said that you can say no as a creator as well. Like, you have power in this situation to say, like, I'm not going to do that, and they'll still pay you or whatever. But, like, I get it. Like, there's two sides to this story and this coin, literally. So, I don't know. I don't agree with what she did, but I'm not like, oh my god, let's fucking cancel her for it. I think she should have not lied in the comment, but also, like, what else are you gonna do? Like, you're caught in a fucking
I feel
pickle.
like she should have just been, like, pinned I don't know if you can pin a comment on TikTok.
Yeah.
But you can just pin a comment that says, oh, Michaela, we know you have a lash on. Literally just be like, haha, silly. Like, I clearly understand what you guys are saying. Whatever the fuck. Like, I'm just going to make a joke of it. I just don't think everything should be so fucking serious where she needs to make an apology video.
Yeah, I don't think there needs to be some serious, like, I'm really sorry I did something really bad.
Or, like,
it doesn't need to be that
I know
dramatic.
she had a previous controversy about something, and
she
she
did?
apparently addressed it and was like, thank you for keeping me accountable.
Period.
I'm going to look into that. She clearly didn't do that this time. But whatever, girl, get your coin. I'm not even mad, honestly. I think also it's
someone said she has a wedding to pay for. I was like,
period. She does.
Like, how expensive is this wedding?
Probably a lot.
Insane.
I just feel like I understand the need for not letting that shit kind of like slide for specific things. Like, I would never want that to be a thing for like something that I'm consuming, but it's fucking mascara. Relax. I'd never say that to anybody. I'd never would tell anybody to relax.
I would never tell anyone that, but
I never tell anybody to relax, but like, relax. Like, it's just fucking mascara. Me, like Julia Fox, it's just mascara.
No, dude.
But no, it's literally just fucking.
But like, genuinely,
telescopic
this time
mascara.
it is mascara. It's genuinely mascara this time. See, that's the thing. Like,
and it's not like she's lying about it hurting her eyes. It's literally just about length, which like King Bretman Rock, I'm obsessed with him. He also had this, like, there were so many influencers who had this specific ad to do for the telescopic mascara. He did it, looked phenomenal. He didn't put a lash on. He's just like, it was great. Look at my eyelashes. They look amazing. And then the video ended. Also, I'm kind of giving like Bretman Rock hair now that I'm thinking about it.
Shut the fuck up, bro. You need to cut it like to the shoulders.
No, he has it this long.
Oh, really? I haven't seen him in a while. Good. He's thriving though. Why?
I love him. Up. Shut up, bitch. I love him so much. I'm obsessed.
See, but that's my thing. I think there's a right way and a wrong way to do it.
He's incredible.
I think there's a sketchy way to do it, and then there's a honest way. And that's up to a creator. But it's also I get it. It is the consumer's responsibility, but it's also our responsibility to keep people accountable.
It is. I agree. But I also just feel like what people want from her is to literally like never exist again.
Well, that's the
like
thing.
Some people,
I don't want that.
And yeah, but that's a lot of people's reality. Like, a lot of people feel that way. Why the fuck do you care so much? Just like, get over yourself. And honestly, it comes back from like, you're jealous, girl. She just got that coin. She got that check. Don't be so mad.
Yeah, I think there is a limit to like, back to Chronically Line, I guess, but just like how online you really want to be about shit, and like how upset you'll let things take you. Like, I was listening to that episode you sent me about The Bachelor blinds from what is that show called? Beyond the Blinds?
No, this one's called Fluently Forward.
Fluently Forward.
Beyond the Blinds is another one though.
And the two girls that were on it, well, mostly just one of them, I don't remember which one, she was kind of bugging me. She was just so like,
I'm like the gay one.
I don't know. But was she bugging you? Because then maybe.
Well, because they have two different perspectives. One is like a queer person who talks about like how there needs to be overall like more representation in like queer or like even just having like different body types,
right? Religion, all that, which
Yeah,
is
all
like
of that.
really hard.
which like we'll get into. Maybe we can have a whole episode about The Bachelorette. And then there was the other one who, like, she's a black woman, I think, and she wants more, like, racial diversity. And they really go into, like, statistics of the fact, like, they do add these people in, but they're literally out within the first night. And that's, like, fucked up. So it's just, like, getting more bachelors and bachelorettes who would be more into kind of getting into relationships with these kinds of people.
Like, picking smarter. Picking bachelor or bachelorette smart. Yeah.
Anyway, we're going on a tangent, but yeah.
Yeah, so she was bugging me a little bit. She was, like, talking about how during COVID she was, like, roasting.
Oh, yeah, she was, like, doing the most.
And I was like, oh, God, that kind of bugs me about you. But then she's like, but I learned and I've grown and I'm different now. And I was like, that's just so crazy. Like, someone could have canceled you for being like that. Which, obviously, like, you know, canceling's up to you. But, like, crazy. She was bugging me. That was a total...
Yeah, she did bug me too for that.
Yeah. But anyways, what do you guys think about Michaela? Yes or no?
Yes or no?
Smash or pass? not in that way, but smash or pass the situation.
God. Yesterday, I was talking to Erica on the phone. If you guys don't know, Erica's like one of my best friends. But we were talking on the podcast. She was on the podcast. Go listen to that episode. It's cute. Maybe we should have her on again. Doing, not completely different things, but she's in her bag.
What?
Anyway, we were talking about some other stuff, and she randomly, like, showed me me and Logan, this fucking TikTok creator, and she's just so cringe. I don't know, I just had to mention, it's so cringe.
You just had to mention it.
So cringe. And I'm like,
what was she doing? Everyone, cringe? Like,
it was like this, like, lesbian on TikTok. She's just...
I'm just imagining lesbian cringe, and it's taking me there.
It's giving. It's giving cringe.
Is she giving, like, with other women cringe?
She's just like... Like, she just...
Oh, no!
It's just, like, the noises, like, the overdoing of,
are people
like,
commenting, like,
no,
thirsting?
I didn't even, like, look, because I literally could not. It was like a car crash. Yeah. But I can't. I don't know. I just had to mention it.
I will say the creators who just capitalize on how fucking beautiful they are.
Good for you, girl.
Good for you, but some of us will be cringing and some will be mouthwatering. So, go off.
Go off. Watching either way, right? Giving you that view either way. No press is bad press.
Whether I'm cringing or sending to my girlies.
I did hear this podcast where the girl was like, I already know, like, I'm going to be in somebody's, like, group message. That's fine. Keep sending it, girl. I want the views. You don't have to message me about how much you hate me.
Like that person who commented cringe on our video.
Listen, give me more hate. Like, I literally would love to be that famous.
Yeah, it was probably cringe. You're right. You're right. It probably was cringe.
Listen, everything we've said is probably really fucking cringe, which is why we don't watch our shit back. So
after I edit, I'm like, never revisiting
again, unless I have to. I don't know.
Anyways, we've got creators, man.
Where do you think you define yourself in that hierarchy?
I feel like I'm more than a user because I genuinely create content in, like, the goal to, like, create something cool or, like, something I would want to see. Like, I try. I'm not saying I'm trying my hardest, but like honestly, I do miss the COVID days where I was just, like,
inspired.
It was maybe a cringe era. I'll accept it. It's fine. It's no big deal. We have to go through them. But, like, I was so inspired to just, like, create content. I had nothing to do but figure out new ways to take content of myself by myself.
Yeah.
There was no pressure. It's just like, create if you want. Go off. And, like, I don't know. I think that's what made it so creative is that, like, there wasn't the pressure side of things. Of, like, you know... Like, figure it out already. Like, we need to be posting this much. It was just like, hey, we're all online. Hey, how you doing? You know what I'm saying?
You want to know a little bit about me? Here I go.
Yeah, so I feel like I would consider myself a creator. I mean, I have a fucking blog.
Yeah.
So I'd be creating content aside from pictures and videos. Not to say that defines you as a creator, but, like, clearly I'm putting some effort forward on the blog.
Period.
What do you define yourself as?
Probably
you're like celebrity.
I think I'm really famous.
I think people
want to watch me all the time. No, I think probably in, like, the creator aspect, just because we have our business and
that's true,
clearly this podcast exists.
Mm-hmm.
Like, whether people watch it or not, I'm creating something. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I tiptoe into the wanting to be more of a, like, my own personal brand or whatever, but I don't necessarily try hard enough, like you said. Like, it could be there, I guess. And that's on effort.
And that's what it all falls down into. And that's what they say. Consistency is key. Anyways, yeah, I think the influencer culture has taken a shift. Whether for better or worse, I don't really know. But like we said, you know, the online world is changing.
Name. Like we said.
What we said is theirs.
Oh.
So. Not you. Let's change the name again. Like we said. No.
Anyway.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be changing forever, which is like low-key the annoying part, but
yeah.
And it changes fast. Like, you could say working in an industry like the beauty industry, like, it changes so fast, but like, which it does because everything's tied into online world and online presence and blah, 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 blah. But like, genuinely social media changes like
daily,
every day. There's a new audio trending, there's a new literal trend, there's a new meme that everyone's using. It's overwhelming. Yeah.
Well, I think that's gonna be it for this episode. Gonna close this out.
Just literally feels like inconclusive on anything, but
it was just a big old rant about social media, about influencers. I feel like as a user, at least, like, you could kind of relate to how everything is building up and everything's like having its own hierarchy and moving in different directions. And I don't know, it's interesting to notice all of it and being just like the viewer. I don't know.
Or like just the pressure of being online.
Yeah, so many pressures.
Wow. Maybe a detox. Maybe a detox should happen. I don't want to. Anyways. We'll see you guys next week. As always, you know, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Give us a 5-star rating. That would be amazing. Follow us on Instagram. Give us a comment. Hit us on the DMs. Whatever feels right to you. Engagement is key for us. And we want to hear from you guys.
You know what I noticed?
What?
We're always like screaming.
At this part?
No.
Oh.
In the podcast, and then when we get to the goodbyes,
hello.
So go ahead and follow us. Like, literally.
All timid?
Literally all timid.
Follow us.
Go follow us. It's at We Care a Lot Pod.
On everything.
So, see you guys next week. Bye.
Look out for a What's in My Purse video.
Bye.